You're not kidding. This place is a very active bakery zone. I'm telling you, people are running around. They're getting ready for their customers. Actually, they just opened about 15 minutes ago, so we've got the first customers coming in. And obviously, they're coming in for what makes Sweetest Thing Donut Shop and Bakery in Hannibal, what their name is all about, donuts and wonderful fresh baked items. As you can see, we've got some fresh glazed donuts right here, hot off the fryer and the glazer, obviously. We're going to move over here, though, because we talked about those donuts that we cut out earlier. Katie Jackson is one of the owners here, and she is at the fryer this morning. Tell me a little bit about what you're going to do to get these donuts ready for your customers.
Well, when we take them out of the proofer, we let them dry off a little bit so they're not too wet from the humidity of the proofer. And then we just dump them in the grease.
So show us how this happens. You guys actually don't take them off of the rack. You actually keep them on the rack.
We leave them so their shape stays, and we drop the entire rack into the fryer.
So what happens now? I know that you said it takes a little bit of time to keep these going. You actually have one side baking for how long in the grease?
We just kind of look by color. Every type of donut is different. We have our little donut sticks, and we just kind of flip it over to see the color of it, and when it's ready, we flip them.
It's so interesting, too, how they blew up as soon as you put them in.
Some of the fritters we make blow up so big that we barely have room to flip them.
Now, one thing that's really cool is that you and your friend have opened this business back in November. How has business been since you've opened this business, and what's the reception been like from the community?
It's been great. We, immediately had a lot of support, a lot of repeat customers, and a lot of people wanted to come out and really help us get started, and then they became fans, and they're telling all their friends, all their family, and so we have a lot of people that say, yeah, I told, my niece about it, and she's going to come in, and so it's just, we get a lot of word of mouth business, and people just come in and they love them, and they keep coming back.
So now what are we doing? We're moving them out of the fryer and over here to kind of dry off, or what are we doing?
Let them dry off, let them cool off a little bit. We can't ice them immediately because they're too hot, and so we kind of just set them here for a minute, and then we move them over for them to be iced.
Okay. So let's talk about, while they're drying off, why don't we talk about Icing Donuts behind you? I mean, we're talking about all sorts of things that they're doing. We've got crews actually frying, we've got crews cutting, we've got crews over here icing. Now, if you can see in this corner, we've actually got all sorts of fun colors. You actually ice the donuts in different ways, like cake donuts, I assumed, and filled donuts as well. Take a look at these. They're so pretty.
We have Bismarcks, we have Long Johns. We have our cake donuts here. Some we leave plain, some we ice, and then we have our iced rings down here as well.
Wow. And it takes a little bit of an artist to do this every morning.
It takes a little bit of practice to get it to where we don't just they run off, or they stay on the right way. But once you do it a couple times, you get the hang of it, and it goes pretty fast.
Well, and one thing that's pretty interesting about this is that you could change up your colors every day. So a little different every day that someone comes into Sweetest Thing Bakery and Donut Shop in Hannibal. Coming up in the next half hour, I'm going to be actually serving some customers and also showing off how we make other sweet treats in the bakery today.
All right, let's test your donut knowledge then, since it is Trivia Day. Which organization, Melissa, is credited with making donuts popular in the U.S.? And I'll give you multiple choice: Red Cross, Salvation Army, or police departments.
Seriously?
Seriously.
I have no idea. I'm just going to go off and say what I wouldn't think that would actually be the answer. I would say Salvation Army.
She said Salvation Army. Tegan said police departments. You've already seen the answer, and I've seen the answer.
I didn't see the answer.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, well, what's your guess?
Well, I have to go with Red Cross because that's the only one left.
So, okay, one of them. It's actually the Salvation Army.
Cool.
And I'm trying to get the
Really,
answer
I
here.
won.
You did. You won.
I
That's
must be
us.
absorbing that donut knowledge just being around them.
Maybe I'm just soaking it in. Interestingly enough, I was asking ladies around here some useless trivia so that's what we're talking about today. And she said that the largest apple fritter was how many pounds? 900 pounds. The largest apple fritter in the world was 900 pounds. So that's another piece of knowledge that you can tell your coworkers as you're around the water cooler this afternoon.
I wonder how many apples went into that fritter.
No doubt. How many people ate that 900-pound fritter? By the way, 1938, Salvation